through the heart, and you're too late. You give love a bad name. And we're back. I got distracted, sorry. Yeah, so it's all working now. I'm actually using my new controller. It is a lime green one, funnily enough. I don't think I've ever shown it on camera before. Or I might have. I think I did, actually, yeah. And it's got like a really grippy back, and it helps you not like get sweaty hands as well, which is cool. It connects to your phone via Bluetooth wirelessly, and the connection sort of port still works on the bottom of this. That's absolutely fine. And now we can get going again. I have actually been using this on my phone, to be honest. I've been doing some like mobile world, and the thing I've found on my phone is that ever so often, or every time I make a new world, I have the urge to just delete it and stop it, to be honest, because I can't like find any inspiration for some of the worlds. Like some seeds I log on and I'm like, right, I know what I'm going to do, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be fantastic. Other seeds I'm like, yeah, I can't really work with this too well. I know I can explore and stuff, but we'll give it a go. And there's other seeds where I'm like, I get on log on and I'm just like, no, this will not work at all. I don't know what I'm going to do here, no plans at all. And if you remember the SMP, that's kind of what happened with that, actually. I didn't know really what I wanted to do base-wise, whereas some seeds I can just tell straight away in my head that maybe this is what I want to do. So that just happens sometimes, I don't know why. I'm hoping the volume's a bit better. I have turned music down a bit. I realised that when I did the intro, it was a bit loud. So, with me here, yes, I have the coordinates. Which one should we do first? I'm trying to do... Yeah, so we've got about 3 left to do. I know exactly 3 left to do. So we need to do the Stony Peaks, the Deep Dark. Now I actually already have a couple portals to different biomes. However, they're before 1.20. All the portals that I've linked up are actually 1.20 biomes, including the Deep Dark and all the other places. And that's why I built new portals to certain places. The older portals, when I find them or locate them, what I'll do is when I build the Nether Hub, I will put up sort of signs or directions or some sort of warning saying pre 1.20 update portal, just so I know exactly where I'm going. And most likely if it's like a desert or a gravelly mountain or things like that, those places will most likely be used for collection instead of actually building things there. So yeah, so Deep Dark, Stony Peaks, and where is it? Where's the other one? Deep Dark, Stony Peaks, and Tall Birch Forest. So I think Stony Peaks will save till last, because by far that is the absolute best seed I have. And I did it yesterday actually, found the... seed? That's by far the best biome I have. On the overworld side so far, and we'll do that one last. What I end up doing, or what I've ended up doing the other times, is doing... Well, I can't do it this time, but I've done portals that are really far away, and I only managed to get one done. Also this time I came prepared. I bought obsidian and flint steel, but also I bought extra boxes to collect the quartz and gold, whereas the flint and the netherrack I just burned with this built-in trash compactor or incinerator. But yes, we'll do the Tall Birch Forest first. If I can just find it again on here, it's at 75 minus 395. Now what I tend to do with these, and I've explained this before, I'll explain it again, fairly simple. Essentially I'll walk in the direction of the highest coordinates, so even if it's minus like 7,000 or something, and then, no, say, so it's X and Y, X and Z coordinates, the Y coordinate in the middle doesn't matter, it's in the top left. So X and Z, that's the first and last coordinate, right? If the coordinate was, say, well, 75 minus 395, I'm going to walk to the minus 395 because, although it's a minus number, it's bigger in digits. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. That's how I've been laying out the portals. So you have certain corridors that leads to certain places. Get what I mean? Anyway, another thing that I tend to do is talk too much and then not get enough done. Yes, so this is the right way. So you may see that I already have some tunnels dug out, and that is because obviously certain portals go the same way as others, which is how a lot of this works. A lot of it's down similar tunnels. It's also a lot of running and jumping, although yeah, some collection. Now, in terms of collection, quartz and gold and blackstone and things like that. So the quartz and the gold I will only really collect with this fortune pick if I'm running low on durability on the fortune pick, because obviously both of them give you XP. The blackstone is a different case because I kind of want to maybe save it for a later build, because I know I'm going to be using a lot of black blocks and building a lot of dark builds at some point in the future. So I think that's just good storage for later. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how we do it. But everything, yes, everything I don't mine with the fortune pick, such as the gold and the quartz, when I actually come back through and do the nether tunnels and things, what I'm going to do is grab my silk touch, come back through, and then go ahead and just grab all the ores, essentially. So 75, that's minus. We head off this way then. So we're at 395, as you can see, just by running down a tunnel that's already been dug. That's the benefit of running along the same line rather than digging out completely new tunnels. Don't waste as much durability, and it takes a bit less time. And I'm so glad I did all the longer portals before the stream as well, because it would have been a nightmare doing all of them. But yeah, the other thing is, I do find quite a lot of ancient debris when I'm digging out the tunnels, because obviously we are in the nether, and at level 16, which is where you tend to find ancient debris in Bedrock Edition. And I've actually got about, well no, a full double chest of ancient debris currently back at the original base, or the small base. Again, for context, watch the YouTube stuff. But yeah, I've got essentially a full double chest of ancient debris back at the base. That was not a good idea, that could burn instantly. Literally just from doing this. Because all the previous stuff I smelted into ingots and made into tools or armour before the 1.20 update came out, because I knew that the armour upgrade was going to change how things worked. But that's also why I have these picks and stuff. So yeah. This sword and this pick and all the backups I have back at base, they were all made before the 1.20 update. But now I just have like a ton of ancient debris sitting around because I haven't got the right armour upgrade yet. And to be honest, they do seem like quite good building blocks. The texture on them is quite extraordinary. It looks quite scaly as well. And something else I always do when I do these tunnels is I forget to look at the coordinates. We've gone way past 75. We were at 130. Got to keep looking at the coordinates when you mine these tunnels. Now, if you're wondering why I'm filling these back up, it's because I don't want too much spawnage, but also just to get rid of blocks generally. Just to generally get rid of blocks. Uh, 75 is here. So all we do now is just make a little 3x3 portal frame. Then they're the sort of generic portals that I use. 3x3s, they only use up 12 obsidian, because 4 times 3 is 12. I don't do the corners. A lot of people will just use the or standard nether portal design, or some people build glitchy ones where you can essentially take the portal frame or the actual portal out of the frame and use that to sort of build things. But yeah, my sort of generic way of building portals is with the just going to put a block there because I do not want them to attack me. Is with the 3x3 obsidian portal. Also, I love building with odd numbers in this game, and what I mean by that is having a center block, because it can just do so much for building. Obviously, sometimes having an even sort of number of blocks and building, like a double center block, is really good as well, especially when you're adding double doors. So yeah, that's really handy. But most of the time, yeah, it is generally just 3x3s. I won't dig this tunnel out now, I'll save it till later. I'm just knocking it back to this other bit over here so it looks a bit even more even. There we go. Right, and if we go ahead and light this up, we should be in a tall birch forest. Let's cross our fingers and... Please be there, please, please, please. Come on. I know that overworld takes a while to make. Yeah, also, if you hear this noise, then it's my ice coffee. I've got an ice coffee. Just why not? That's correct. Yes, this is exactly where I want to be. So, although this isn't one of like the best seeds, it is quite cool because this island's got this sort of curve that comes out, and I'm thinking that maybe at some point I could build just like a little bridge over to that side over there, and then also maybe some sort of little pathway that comes around this way. So I do have sort of thoughts and ideas popping into my head when I put the portals down, and I sort of make a mental note of that rather than writing them down, because when it actually comes to building in these places, well, I'm going to rely a lot more on, let's say, other sources for now, because I do want it to be a bit of a surprise. Right, so the next one, which was what? Next one is the Deep Dark, which was at 251 minus 446. Last stream we had, well, not so much a disaster, but I tried to do some sort of how gay am I test, because it was kind of near the end of Pride Month, and obviously, although Pride Month is over, it's not the end of Pride. Keep supporting people, keep being proud of yourself, and never let anyone take that away from you, because every time, I always mess this saying up, every time someone steps out or comes out, the world becomes a better place. That is a quote from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it is a good one, genuinely. On the nice segue into what happened earlier. So I mentioned the other week, I think it was episode 2 or 2.5, I saw the lifeguard again. Yep. I think he noticed me as well. Actually, no, none of you will know that actually, because that stream I never uploaded that stream properly, did I? Right, so this is what happened. So about 2 weeks ago, I went swimming in the gym, and let me just explain something quickly. I don't really talk about this to people in general, in real life and stuff, just because it's a bit uneasy and a bit unnerving, and I'm worried they're not gonna take it as wholeheartedly as some of you guys will. Only like 1 or 2 other people know this, and yeah, family know. Just I don't want to talk about it with them. But more on the happy side of it, I saw a really hot lifeguard about 2 weeks ago. From a distance, he was hot though. He was really hot. I kind of I caught him out the corner of my eye, and then I couldn't stop looking. So I had to kind of duck underwater to stop myself looking. And then I kind of got out the pool and just walked into the change room. Yeah, but it's about average height. It's blondish brown hair, quite tan skin as well, actually. I saw him again today on duty. He definitely noticed me. I noticed him. He was with someone else though, so yeah. So that's how my life's going currently. If well, you probably won't know because that other stream got a bit, well, not corrupted, but yeah. Anyone that didn't know, well, there you go. That's a bit of kind of what's been going on with my life. And at some point, I'm guessing I'll probably do a video on this and kind of probably just like a just chatting stream, probably. But I think we'll have to postpone that until I'm not living here anymore. Because I can't deal with... No. So actually, yeah, last stream when I was going to do the gay test or the LGBTQ quiz, there's a bit of a fun thing, but there's a bit of a laugh. It didn't really work, and a lot of the questions were a bit personal. Because I've done them before as a bit of a joke with friends, and they were a lot less personal. They were a bit more funny, a bit more like, sort of random questions. And I did say on the stream that if the quiz got it right, then I would tell you. But if it didn't get it right, you'd have to wait. So, well, I have just sort of explained it somewhat. But even if I did get it right, I don't really feel comfortable doing it here in this house. Even though there's nobody here, it's just no. It's not something I really talk about too much to too many people, but yeah. But yeah, it's back on track. 215 minus 446. So we can actually just head back the way we came, which is this way. Literally back down the same tunnel. Minus 446. All the way down here. I forgot to bring food with me. That's what I forgot. I always forget something. I do always forget. I forgot to bring food. So we might have to sadly kill and eat some of the locals. The anthropomorphics. The piglins. Hopefully there's hoglins here as well, and I won't have to kill the piglins because that'd be sad. Actually, speaking of piglins, I need to build a bartering farm at some point. Probably going to be the first thing I do in the nether. But yeah, I haven't seen too many piglins actually. I saw those. Well, no, we saw those couple earlier, didn't we? There was a baby and an adult. So, There might be more, I'm not sure. I might not be in the right biome actually, because the particle is different. I think this is still a basalt delta. Yeah, you can tell by the greyish particles floating around the air. I do believe I am in a nether wastes now. And at some point I should be in a warped forest. I've gone, again, way past where I'm meant to be. This is why you pay attention to your bloody coordinates. -446, here we go. And then I need to go 215, so not that way, the other way. And let's try not to down lava, because that would be awful. Yeah. These last couple of days have not been productive. Like, well, no, Monday, I guess. No, Monday was fun, like really fun. I actually had another model shoot on Monday. Yeah, like I said, a lot of fun. It's up in Crouch End in London, and we were actually right next to a school. And we did pictures in a school. And it was, the theme for the thing was kind of edgy school kids, and I love the clothes, by the way. So the designer had actually bought clothes, a couple of second-hand ones, some of her own or her family's, and essentially, rather than cutting them up, she'd taken parts of the clothes off, sort of sewn or stuck them into the inside of others. And I actually wore some pretty exciting stuff. Now, I don't think I've said this, or if I have, I don't think I've said it enough. I like wearing sort of the quirky clothes and trying new stuff. And funnily enough, I actually got to wear a kilt with like a top. It was sort of connected. And see, I've never worn a kilt before. It did genuinely look good on me. The colours match well. It was sort of like a bronzy. Do you know what lotus biscuit? Like lotus biscuits, the colour of them. There was sort of like that colour, but on like a sort of carpety texture. Sort of going down one bit, and then on another bit there was, or like the rest was like a cream sort of coloured, smoother sort of. I don't know, it's like blazer material, I guess. And then it was buttoned down the front with like a tweed sort of waistcoat attached. So that was, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And one other thing that I did really like out of the whole day, probably the best clothes I like, is I actually got to wear a dress, which was fun. I've never worn a dress before. A lot of fun. And I would definitely do it again, to be honest. I would probably dress in anything. I wore a, I think one of my other shoots, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I think it was more of a conceptual piece, because it was kind of like a saddle on the front. It was all black leather, but it was a saddle on the front, and then sort of like a plastic ladder on my back, but there were like backpack straps going over. And then on top, where you put your head through, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a piece of piping. It was quite a weird concept, but again, I like the quirky, sort of weird Alice in Wonderland-y style things, but also, again, trying new stuffs that I haven't done before. I've actually got a style out shoot coming at some point. And I have said this. Well, no, I've said it to myself a couple of times. Well, no, not a couple, so many a times. Never said it to the agents or anything like that, but if drag ever comes up, I mean, I doubt it will, but if it does ever come up, I would definitely like to do drag at some point in my life. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. Do you want to try drag at some point in my life? Because I reckon I could rock it. Hopefully, anyway. I don't know if I do it by myself or with a friend. I mean, I could even video it, but yeah. That will have to be after face reveal and stuff like that. Which, like the thing we discussed earlier about stuff I don't really discuss here, will have to come out probably at a later date. In about, I would say, 4 or 5 years' time. Is this wide enough? No, it is not. 3, there we go. And we can just chuck this pulse down. And if you haven't noticed, I am at the location for the Deep Dark, so we're about to hop in. I can't remember exactly where I put the portal, but all I do know is that this is a double city. And also, rather conveniently, I don't think they have a specific biome name, but it's kind of hard to put, but it runs parallel to a mine shaft, but also it's one of those caves that has, it's not a dripstone cave, but it looks like it. It's one that has the stalagmites and stalagmites sort of connected in the middle, but they're massive stone pillars, and it runs like all through the cave, and then you've got this sort of opening. This is a half episode, so it would be a bit shorter anyway. Let's have some coffee. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you guys want to type in the chat, I'm absolutely fine with that. Any support and love and appreciation from anyone is just amazing on all fronts, and any feedback as well. Obviously, if you're watching this as a recording on YouTube, comments are open. You can type in there. So yeah, feedback is greatly appreciated, as well as this is not where I want to be. What the hell have I done? I have forked up. I have really forked. I didn't like the portal. I didn't like the Deep Dark portal. That's not great. Now, there is also one other possible solution, and that is the fact that I am in the right location, I just haven't got the coordinates exactly right. Now I'm going to do something you're never meant to do in Minecraft, one of the first ever rules, and I'm going to break it. I'm going to dig straight down, because I do want to know if the Deep Dark is genuinely down here, because if it's not, then I'm in the completely wrong place. But if it is down here, then it could mean that I'm in somewhat the right place. I may have just got some of the coordinates wrong. Sometimes I miss tap on calculator. This should be... No, because it's fairly close, so it shouldn't be this far out, should it? I reckon I've messed up with the minuses. Oh, there's iron here. Probably go around ores and stuff. I've got plenty of backup home. And actually, speaking of ores, I've got a massive ore tower I'm still building from 1.17. So yeah. Actually, speaking of 1.17, at some point during the early episodes of this series, I did release a seed for this world. The only problem is, because this is a 1.17 world, obviously the seed isn't the same anymore, because terrain generation completely changed the game altogether. So everything will just look a bit different. You can still play, it doesn't have to be the exact same seed. And that's what I think is so great about a lot of sort of tutorial series, is that although they give you the seed, you also have that element of free will to maybe create your own world and play along there and experiment with your own ideas. So I think that's a pretty cool concept. Ooh, diamonds. Just make sure there isn't lava here. Probably should have bought my fortune. Still touch pick. I'm going to chuck these in the loot chest just because, well, diamonds. Along with anything else, I will chuck that in there as well, actually. How many did we get from that? So I think it was 8. So we got 11 from 8. Pretty good. Less, but that's pretty good. So I do believe the deep dark is at least minus 51, at least. I really have to see. I'm just going to watch out for lava as well. It's starting to look like that the deep dark is actually not here. I will just keep going all the way down to bedrock, just because I want to make sure that it's definitely not here. It's definitely starting to look like it's not. I did see a bit of light just then. If you actually bear with me for 1 second, I'm going to hop into spectator on a copy of the world. You're going to see me do it as well. Just because I want to check the coordinates. I'm pretty sure I have them wrong. And it all comes down to calculator and maths. Just to be fair, I only got a pass in at GCSE. Come on, hurry up. Come on. Come on. Chop, chop. Swibbity-diz. Scooby-doo. There we go. I can't move the hinge. Please move. The thing isn't moving, the green moving. I can see the whole screen is now frozen, which is terrific. I've also just forgotten to do something as well. I've remembered that I've got to do something. This lovely valley that sort of flows through. On one side you've got a river, and then on the other side there's a flower forest, but also on a river. So the actual bit I'm on is an island. And I built a little cherry blossom house there with some stables. I might give some tour at some point. Come on, load. It does this sometimes. Freezes up. I was about to do something, but never mind. It's just worked. That's good. Where's the volume stuff? There it is. So, just to make sure it is a copy, and always making sure it's a copy, go here to check. There we go. And then you can go into creative, and then blissful, and then play. Yes, I actually read them. I read them every time I go into the game. They've got super cool tips, trade villages to obtain food, tools, and even treasure maps. Don't kill dolphins, you monster. Gold is most common in the Nether and Badlands. I knew about the Badlands, but I did not know Nether. Obviously, well, actually, it's got gold ore in it, hasn't it? I knew about that. I've been on there before. Nah, it's not really worth my time, to be honest. There's campfire and debris hives. Yeah, I knew that already. Way back in, like, when the aquatic update came out, but yeah. When the 1.20 update came out, when did it come out? I was trying to remember. It wasn't last year. No. No, because last year was It wasn't last year, sorry. Something quite bad happened last year. It's not particularly something I want to talk about on the stream. Right, let's pop into spectator mode and get flying around. If I'm near the deep dark and I can find the portal, I can literally just I can do the quads again. But if I'm not, then I need to jump back on chunk base and find that deep dark again. Yes, I'm nowhere near a deep dark. I am near a deep dark, I'm just an idiot, because this is not where I need to be. This is a deep dark, but it's not a... I mean, it's deep dark, but it's not the city. Where's the city then? Because this is a deep dark, it's just not the right one. And I know exactly what the city looks like because... well, yeah, I've been there before. I mean, it's okay, but it's awful. Yes, I'm definitely in the wrong place. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna, oh, that's pretty cool actually. I'm gonna fly around for a bit and use chunk base just to find the correct deep dark. Because I don't believe that this is right. So one I did have an ancient city in it. If you give me 1 sec, I'm gonna pop on mute for a second, and I'll be back with you, and you'll see me flying around. I'll be back with you once we're at the city. Okay? So see you in a bit. So what was the one thing I said earlier while we're in the Nether? The one thing that I extremely sort of said outwardly to you guys and to myself about digging and where you know where you are. Read your bloody coordinates. I'm in the wrong place because I thought it was 215. It's 251, not 215. Read your bloody coordinates. I need to make. I'm gonna. Oh, that'd be quite good. That'd be good merch. I am gonna make a sign for myself on a post-it note or something, and big bold capital letters. I'm gonna put "Read your bloody coordinates," just so I don't forget. Okay. We're going to go ahead and delete this copy because I don't really need it anymore. And the biome I'm actually in currently is a place that I've been before. I've been there before, yeah. And I have actually now got to fly back to home base to get back into the Nether. So I probably will go on mute again, and if you just give me a second, I'll fly back there really quickly. We're not too far out. And I should find the place fairly quickly. Because I can't go back through the portal that got me here, because if I link that back up again, that portal will be forever linked, and I won't be able to destroy it. So, yeah. I'm gonna fly back, head back down that tunnel, and obviously destroy that portal in the Nether as well, because that should also not be there. So I'll catch up with you guys in a bit again, or again in a bit. It's probably better English. Is that English good? And we're back. Is this doing anything? I don't think it... Oh, there's a mute button on here. I did not even know that. I'm an idiot. Right, yes, we're back. And now I can destroy this forever. I can literally just take this portal down and put the new one up somewhere else. So you may have seen me stop, actually, for a bit. And you may have seen why. Where I was, I hadn't actually put a portal up there before, but it was an absolutely stunning sight. The valley was amazing, caught between a Stony Peaks and a Jagged Peaks biome. I'd never seen anything like that in the game. It was absolutely massive. And I'm quite sad, so I haven't actually got a portable there. So I have actually written the coordinates down, so that if I ever do want to go back there, I can, because I probably definitely will at some point have my sort of main base be there, or some sort of base at some point. I'm also going to share the coordinates with you guys, and also again Seed as well, in a little short at some point, and I guess you'll be able to find that yourself and possibly start a world there too, because that is all new 1.20 terrain, which therefore means that you can, well, go and find it. Right, now we're at the right coordinates, because I have read them right this time. If we're still not in the right place, I will be a little bit pissed off. But hopefully this is it. Because we're at 251 now, not 215. This should just about be the Deep Dark. Which actually should mean we weren't actually too far from the Deep Dark before, because it's only a couple... Actually it does like ripple out because it's ×8, so... We're quite far, but not actually too far away. So, just wondering how far away I actually was from the Deep Dark. Anyway, so keep going with this, and then there's one more after this, which is the Stony Peaks, which is the one I've been waiting for ages. And honestly, the Stony Peaks site, I personally think is actually better than what we've just seen from that valley. It's bigger, it's better, and it is just all out beautiful. Right, let's do this bloody portal. 3, 2, 1. Please work. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And we are... Please work. I haven't actually touched this city yet, so there is still shriekers around, so I have just got to be a little bit careful. You're wondering why I'm whispering, although they can't hear me outside the game, and it's because there is these things here. So this is actually a double city. We've got one sort of monument over there and one over there, and I kind of want to transform this place, like replenish it. Still using sort of the same block palettes, but making it into like a functioning city again. Maybe remove all the shriekers and things, keep some of the skulk actually for design, but remove all the shriekers and all of that, and actually put them in some sort of vault or a cage or something somewhere, just to show that it's been restored, because I want to keep them. I will definitely use them for some other builds or some farms or things.